context and establish decisions of the Supreme Court from decades of the country's constitutional history. Below are the reasons behind our evaluation that the application has no merit. Obey or carry out the terms of an order or direction made or given under Clause 2 of this article constitutes a high crime under this Constitution and shall, in the case of the President or the Vice President, constitute a ground for removal from office under this Constitution.
Yen na ye ni musama akoso Ghana say after say speaker clear 4 seat vacant no and some no kopie quarter ni na emra chief justice etie afenyoma ken lawyers esan tie speaker of parliament and so lawyers no others are chief justice de ma ye ne say sabi so wura aban backbench so wan ye na dwuma yi a the president or the vice president is having the right to say so mutunu every office. Every said the man it is assumed say as of person with 1992 constitution so. And a man so an argument so on beso them run be yejuma. Now young head Chief Justice Ekan.
And establish decisions of the Supreme Court from decades of the country's constitutional history. Below are the reasons behind our evaluation that the application has no merit. Interpretation and enforcement jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Article 2, on the very first page of the 1992 Constitution, provides as follows. Enforcement of the Constitution. A person who alleges that A, an enactment or anything contained in or done under the authority of that or any other enactment, or any act or omission of any person, that's B, is inconsistent with or is in contravention of a provision of this Constitution, may bring an action in the Supreme Court for a declaration to that effect. 2, the Supreme Court shall, for the purposes of a declaration under Clause 1 of this article, make such orders and give such directions as it may consider appropriate for giving effect or enabling effect to be given to the declaration so made. 3, any person or group of persons to whom an order or direction is addressed under Clause 2 of this article by the Supreme Court shall duly obey terms of the order or direction. 4, failure to obey or carry out the terms of an order or direction made or given under Clause 2 of this article constitutes a high crime under this Constitution and shall, in the case of the President or the Vice President, constitute a ground for removal from office under this Constitution. 5, a person convicted of a high crime under Clause 4 of this article shall A, be liable to imprisonment not exceeding 10 years without the option of a fine, and B, not be eligible for election or for appointment to any public office for 10 years, beginning with the date of the expiration of the term imprisonment. From the above, it can be seen from the very first page of the 1992 Constitution that the most fundamental and hallowed right of every Ghanaian that the 1992 Constitution gives and jealously guards is that when anyone, including the President and Vice President, is embarking on any act that violates any provision of the Constitution, or if anyone is of the considered opinion that any law or rule enacted by any legislative body breaches the Constitution, that person can run to the Supreme Court for enforcement of the Constitution. That person does not even need to be directly affected by that act or law. This Supreme Court regularly exercises this original and exclusive jurisdiction for citizens of this country. Second, Article 130 provides, 131, subject to the jurisdiction of the High Court in the enforcement of the fundamental human rights and freedoms as provided in Article 33 of this Constitution, the Supreme Court shall have exclusive original jurisdiction and in A, all matters relating to the enforcement or interpretation of this Constitution, all matters arising as to whether an enactment was made in excess of the powers conferred on Parliament or any other authority or persons by law or under this Constitution. Where an issue that relates to matter or question referred to in clause 1 of this article arises in any proceedings in a court other than the Supreme Court, that court shall stay the proceedings.
Okay, so that's the Chief Justice. Yes, Obana no ate kama any abrofu enye yizi mami ya kasa. But it's a question na yebuta ne say Sazumi says a speaker so bema response says still na wonti a esi omo be den. Nanado anase baumia omo betimi to speaker free the position so anase omo be den. But Omama Nanso Onoma, according to Chief Justice Nichema, Wama Speaker 11 from till 11th November say on for application from Family Court. But right now, as it stands, Chief Justice Abo Speaker of Parliament in sense na egu. Ebusu hanum BJ so Mr. Okai na subscribe mami. Na afi nso so no share link ne ma afoforo. Na kai say the basic organ bia na din na abedon. Eda wasipi.